Dal Babu is a former Chief Superintendent at the Metropolitan Police in London. Welcome to the programme. Great to see you. 6,000 police officers being mobilised before this expected disorder tonight. How are police approaching this? Are they going to do things differently?
Well, I think the police are really well organised now. The UK is split into 43 different forces, and the forces are what's called mutual aid. They're helping each other, because there's potentially 30 flashpoints. Some of it will be a damp squib, some of it you may actually have the far right turn up. It's not very clear, but I think it's quite clear today that there has been a shock at the level and severity of the sentences for people who have been involved in rioting, and the courts remain open. So I think that may send a bit of a deterrent to people who are thinking of the far right racist groups thinking of demonstrating. So one of the perpetrators has received a sentence of 3 years. Others have, as your news report indicated, others have received sentences of 20 and 30 months. So I think there's quite substantial sentences being given out, and very quickly. Think back to when this disorder started about a week ago, and within a week somebody has been arrested, interviewed, charged, placed before the court and sentenced. In the UK, with the judicial system, that is very quick.
Well, as you say, this is this expected night of disorder, not the first. Several days of violence happening in the past week or so. How has this disorder and organisation of what appear to be far-right groups been allowed to get so far that people are boarding up their businesses and being scared to leave their homes?
Well, I think the internet is the key element here. I was Borough Commander in 2011 when we last had disorder following the shooting of Mark Duggan. There was disorder throughout the country, but then we didn't have the internet in the same way that we do now. So a lot of the organisation has been done by the internet, and people can be mobilised in their thousands via the internet. So, and the difficulty has been, particularly with X, formerly Twitter, extremist, misogynist, racist individuals have been allowed back onto the platform. They were previously kicked off for being racist or misogynistic. That's no longer the case, and those individuals have got huge numbers of followers and are organising some of the demonstrations. I think what the police have made very clear is whether you're directly at the scene or whether you're a keyboard warrior making comments and making comments anti-Asian or black, then the police will come after you. So given the sentences that we've had, you may have some people who are wanting to avoid turning up at places because they may well be wanted for offences, and the police are acting very quickly, working with the Crown Prosecution Services and the courts to bring people to justice as quickly as possible.
And what about this idea that we're hearing of two-tier policing raised by Elon Musk, amongst others, suggesting that some demonstrations are policed differently to others, more leniently? Is that a fair criticism?
It's just complete and utter rubbish. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. I think what happens is you have a demonstration, it may develop into a sort of disorder riot type situation. The police need to have sufficient resources present before they're able to act. And that's the same whether it's the far left or the far right. So the police can't, if you look at some of the images that you'll see of the far right racist groups in the last few days, they've set fire to a bin. You've got women and children in a hotel, and they've tried to push the bin in and set a fire on into the hotel where the asylum seekers are being held. So you could ask why the police didn't act to stop that, but the police were overwhelmed by the racist demonstrators and had to wait subsequently to make arrests for people involved in that. So I think this whole thing about two-tier policing is a complete and utter myth, and there's absolutely no evidence. I'd be very keen to see where the evidence is, because I haven't certainly seen any evidence to support that.
Dal, it's great to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us today. Dal Babu, former Chief Superintendent at the Metropolitan Police in London.